At Park Bank, we are joyous in celebrating a legacy 100 years in the making. Banking and Park Bank has changed dramatically since 1915. However, the culture created by the guiding vision of our founders has remained constant. And I believe they would be proud of the positive impact the bank has made in southeastern Wisconsin over the past century. On behalf of the entire Park Bank team, past and present, I want to thank everyone who has helped us reach this important milestone. We appreciate the trust you have placed in us, and we remain committed to continuing the legacy of our founders.
Park Savings Bank opened on December 1st, 1915. Named for its proximity to Washington Park, the bank was located at 34th and Lisbon, then the western frontier of the city. Among the bank's 10 founders were leading entrepreneurs, names that resonate to this day, including Robert Reinhold, William Feerick, Jacob Neumiller, and Jesse Kapan, the first president. Their founding principle, that character and integrity matters as much as assets, is one that bank leaders continue to follow today. With the economic boom following World War I, the bank and the community prospered. Though only 5 years old, the bank moved to a larger building across the street to better serve customers. Entering its second decade, Park Savings Bank was much admired. One newspaper called it the greatest of any outlying bank in the city and attributed its success to the wisdom of its founders. F.G. Exner became the second president, rising from position of teller in only 11 years. Exner believed the bank prospered because it combined the resources of a big bank with a home-like atmosphere that fostered personalized service, a distinction that remains true today. That prosperity was challenged by the Great Depression. Although Park Savings Bank lost nearly 1/3 of its assets, it survived when many other banks did not, living up to its slogan, "A conservative bank built for permanence." Park Savings Bank helped lead the community out of the Depression with loans to small businesses, and its assets continued to grow. As the bank prepared for its 25th anniversary in 1940, a new challenge was on the horizon: World War II. The bank, under the continued leadership of Mr. Exner, committed itself to the war effort. 6 employees entered active duty in the armed services. All remaining employees pledged 10% of their wages to purchase war bonds, a participation rate that distinguished the bank as a Minuteman institution. The bank also played a key role in underwriting the war and recovery effort, increasing its holdings in U.S. Treasury securities to nearly $3 million by June of 1944. The economy of post-war Milwaukee boomed, with a strong demand for housing and consumer goods. The bank aided this growth with mortgage loans to returning veterans and personal and home improvement loans. Paul Wendt became the bank's 3rd president in 1947 and was succeeded by Harold F. Van Beckham in 1951. The prosperity and excitement of the 1950s led to new civic ventures. County Stadium was built to attract the Atlanta Braves Major League Baseball team. Park Savings Bank embarked on a massive modernization effort, remodeling its building to add a drive-through and walk-up window, 2 new concepts in banking to increase customer convenience. In 1955, the bank changed its name to Park State Bank to reflect its broad array of services. Entering its 5th decade, Park State Bank had survived tough challenges with its strength and integrity intact. The population of Milwaukee had grown by more than 100,000, and the economy flourished with new manufacturing and retail businesses. With assets now topping $18 million and increased demand for services, bank leaders decided to expand the infrastructure once again. Customers and businesses were moving west, so the bank decided to move with them. relocating to 76th and Capitol Drive between the thriving business district of Mayfair Mall and Capitol Court. Among other improvements, the new facility enabled two amenities we now take for granted: parking and air conditioning. Most importantly, it showed the bank's continuing commitment to invest in customer service. This decade marked the bank's 50th anniversary and one of its most transformative periods. In 1915, bank staff numbered less than 10. By 1965, more than 40 employees served customers. Female employees now outnumbered male staff by almost 2 to 1, another sign of the times. In 1967, the bank was acquired by Midland Financial Corporation, creating even greater stability for continued growth. Park State Bank maintained its unique identity and personal relationship with customers. The exterior of the Capitol Drive facility was remodeled and landscaped to create, in the words of the new president, Spencer Van Ness, a warm, friendly, neighborly spirit. The upgrade was so stunning, the bank received a beautification award from the city of Milwaukee. By the early 1970s, Park State Bank was the fastest growing bank in Wisconsin at a rate of 19.3% per year. This success was driven in large part by a new vision aimed at business customers. The strategy succeeded as total assets exceeded $75 million by the late 1970s. In 1982, John Kelly became president. A leader and visionary in Milwaukee's financial community, Kelly prepared the bank to realize its full potential by expanding to Milwaukee's central business and commercial district. It was a time of civic revitalization with the new Bradley Center, the Grand Avenue Mall, and a promising new festival called Summerfest. And Kelly and Park State Bank were part of it all. In 1983, P. Michael Mahoney was named the bank's 7th president, with Kelly becoming chairman of the board. The new downtown site at 330 East Kilbourne Avenue, Park Bank East, became a visible statement of the organization's intention to be a major player in the city's future. In 1986, Park State Bank and Park Bank East officially merged into a single entity known as Park Bank. The vision of Kelly and Mahoney was being realized. Park Bank was becoming a force in commercial banking with 3 goals: maintain its high ranking and reputation, remain independent and privately held, and focus lending to entrepreneurs and small businesses. At Kelly's death in 1986, the task of carrying out the vision was left to Mahoney, who assembled a talented leadership team. He continued Kelly's legacy of community involvement, serving on charitable and educational boards, most notably the Medical College of Wisconsin and the Milwaukee Art Museum. By the end of the decade, Park Bank assets topped $173 million, and 2 new locations had been opened in Brookfield and downtown. Moving forward, giving back was the motto as Park Bank entered the 21st century. Steady growth in assets was combined with community outreach, as the bank had contributed nearly $3 million to over 100 charitable and arts groups. President Mahoney initiated greater outreach to customers as well. Known as relationship banking, it emphasized the bank's willingness to provide uncommon personal attention to meet customer needs. The combination of strong local ties and up-to-date banking technology attracted thousands of new customers. In 2000 alone, loans by Park Bank grew by 28%. By 2005, Park Bank's total assets were nearly $700 million. As Park Bank celebrates its centennial year, we look back with pride and forward with anticipation. The biggest challenge of this decade was the economic recession. Park Bank weathered the lean years by staying true to its core values of strength, safety, service, and conscientious conservatism. That philosophy paid off. This year, Park Bank assets exceeded $900 million for the first time. And we continue to support the community. Our charitable arm, the Park Bank Foundation, turned 35 this year and has contributed over $5 million to more than 350 organizations. This decade has seen a key change on the leadership team. David Werner was named bank president and CEO, while Mike Mahoney remains chairman of the board. Werner follows the model of community leadership set by his predecessors, serving on the boards of multiple organizations, including the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin Foundation. As advocate of relationship banking, Werner believes that staying true to the bank's niche as the best bank for growing businesses in southeastern Wisconsin will lead to continued success in the years ahead. With a leadership team averaging 17 years of tenure and dedicated employees, Park Bank approaches the next decade from a position of strength, confident that it is, indeed, ready for what's ahead.
Thank you to the directors, the officers, and the employees for all of their effort to make Park Bank what it is for the entire century. I'd also like to thank John Kelly and the entire Kelly family for their support and for their majority ownership over the last 50 years. And most importantly, to the customers. We would not be where we are today without all of the customers at Park Bank. Thank you.